Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome over here to part number 4 of the 2014 Dascar Christmas Royals. This is indeed your last part. Entry number 31 is on the racetrack, the 00 car of Cameron Harple. So only 10 more cars have to enter this racetrack. And then after that we will have the finale, or not, depending on how many cars there are left after entry number 40, or the 40th segment has been. So of course, after entry number 40 has been on the racetrack. So, what are you going to see now in this round? We're not sure. 5 cars are on the racetrack, so it means it's very aggressive. And I almost forgot the timer over here. That was very lucky. Okay, time is running. Yeah, those few seconds, yeah, I don't know. I always do it not exactly at the point of the start-finish line, just a little bit over that. So, still in time. Luckily. So, Cameron Harple is on the racetrack. We got Eric and Rach over here. We got Nicole Tranowicz. We got Jake Baskinger. And we got Daniel Voiles. And indeed, if Daniel Voiles survives this segment, well, he survived it then. Gotta be careful. If he does survive this segment, he is tied with Anna Gregg. Because then he has survived 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then he has survived 10 segments. Anna Gregg has survived 10 segments. We got Dom Caps and Nick Caps, both with 1 elimination, as well as Anna Gregg and Ryder Smith. So, nobody with 2 eliminations yet, so, or perfect eliminations as you say, because, well, there's a difference. Daniel Voiles taking a look underneath Cameron Harple. Cameron Harple, teammate of Sean Harple. Sean Harple got taken out in the previous segment, or previous part, by Nick Caps. So, was not very happy with that, I think. Nick Caps taking Momo Ikari out for the second time. Well, I was still thinking why, but oh well. Maybe it was because he also wanted to take out Sean Harple. But yeah, he took out himself as well. Daniel Voiles almost got into the side there of Cameron Harple. Yeah, I think this might be a pretty exciting part. Especially because this is the last part, so... Nicole Tranowicz is up front. As we have 1 hour to go. My goodness, that is just the biggest segment ever. 1 minute to go. So far, they're taking it actually pretty easy. So, it's pretty surprised by that. But, you know, 5 cars on the racetrack. Maybe they want to try to get 7 cars on the racetrack. We haven't had 7 cars on the track yet. 6 is the maximum, so... But of course, you never know what's gonna happen, because... At any point they can wreck. It is just in the blink of an eye and you're gone. So that is how difficult it is. It is, well, really difficult. You have to. I think it's more important to look in the mirror and see if you don't get wrecked, or than to look at out of your front windshield. But yeah, the problem is some drivers, they just try to wreck others. That's extremely close, but they still make it. 20 seconds to go. Daniel Voiles in the number 10 car, almost tied with Anna Gregg, but look out. Still making it. Jake Baskinger goes underneath the 36 car. Daniel Voiles up front. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Voiles makes it, and we're going to welcome the next driver on the racetrack, which is the 56 car. Time's up. The 56 car of Chris Washer is up next. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the number 56 car of Chris Washer on the racetrack. 6 cars are in here. So, everybody tight. This is gonna be very interesting. And especially, well, Chris Washer, we gotta talk a little bit about him. Driver in many series. I think he might be in the most series of anybody in the NR 2003 community. I have a feeling he doesn't watch all the races, because he said that himself, but yeah. He does comment on them, so, and if there is a comment rule, there's not really a wash rule. Look out, Chris. He makes it still. So, Daniel Voiles in the number 10 car. If he survives this thing, then he has passed Anna Gregg. At the moment, he is tied. He has survived for 10 segments. So, it's the question, is he gonna survive it, or is he And is he gonna pass Anna Greg, or is he gonna be tied with Anna Greg? And I think, well, of course, Nicole Trunowicz, we gotta mention, she also has survived 8 segments. So, or Nicole Trunowicz is also about to pass Anna Greg, her teammate. Can you imagine? So, oh, Chris Washer almost got off the racetrack over there. That was really, really close. But still they make it. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Everybody, oh look at this, going all over the place. I gotta say, I would be surprised, and I hadn't even said it. Nicole Trunowicz, she's still on the racetrack, just like Chris Washer, but I think both are eliminated. So Jake Baskinger going after Daniel Voiles. Nicole Trunowicz is out. So 8 segments is where Nicole Trunowicz will end. Not the most segments she has survived now. I think Daniel Voiles still has a very big chance. Yeah, of course, that's the disadvantage if you're in the last part. You cannot have survived the most segments because you're in not that many segments. So Daniel Voiles is. So 5. Look at this group of 5 cars. Nicole Trunowicz a little bit further back, almost went flying over there. Cameron Waters. Who's Cameron Waters actually? I don't even know. Cameron Harpole over here. Right in front of Chris Washer. And yes, indeed, Chris Washer is out, but he can still remain on the racetrack. If he wants to wreck somebody, that's allowed. 30 seconds to go. Of course, we don't know if he's gonna do that. He has already taken out himself. And also, that if you already are out and you take somebody out, that also does count as a perfect elimination. Why? Because you take yourself out. Well, you were already out, so if you take out somebody while you are out, it still counts as perfect elimination. So, ladies and gentlemen, the time is almost up. We're gonna take a look at the replays over here. Chris Washer and Nicole Trunowicz are out. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep on saying ladies and gentlemen, but it seems like Chris Washer, I'm not sure if he has anything about against Nicole Trunowicz, but he already tried to wreck her in turn number 3 and 4. That's why he went on the apron almost. But eventually he does wreck her. Unfortunately for him, he wrecks himself as well, because as Nirvana is on the radio, I like Nirvana, he's gonna get into her right rear, and there both he and Nicole Trunowicz go off, and Nicole Trunowicz is running through the crowd. And this was a nerve-wracking moment. She's gotta make a jump over here. Boom. A little bit airborne, but she still remains on the racetrack, well, at least on the surface. So another camera angle. Full speed. Chris Washer, and in already his first... Oh, that was almost a flyer for Nicole Trunowicz. So I think it deserves a quick onboard. So ladies and gentlemen, there we go. There it gets stabbed, and there she goes. Whoop. So ladies and gentlemen, this is over. Well, Chris Washer and Nicole Trunowicz are out. Next car on the racetrack is the number 7 car. That is indeed Dylan Young. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to welcome Dylan Young to the group. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the number 7 car of Dylan Young in this Tech Slayer Nissan Skyline on the racetrack. 5 cars on the racetrack over here. So we're very curious what's going to happen over here. 5 cars on the racetrack. Daniel Voiles is officially now the person who has survived most segments, 11 segments. And of course he's still going, and going pretty fast over here. So Cameron Harpole on the racetrack, 00 car. Then we got Dylan Young, Jake Baskinger, the only person, well, together with Eric and Race, they are the right after Daniel Voiles, the person to have survived most segments. And between them there were like 6 people, so can you imagine? Oh, commercials. Goodbye commercials. So, Daniel Voiles, as Dylan Young goes a little bit high. Dylan Young, of course, he also has a pretty big name in the NR 2003 community. He has a couple of series himself, and he has raced in Phillips Cup Series before. He has raced in Gulf Super Speedway Series before, and at the moment I think he's still with 4 drivers in the Gulf Super Speedway Series. So, and he also has signed up now for the Christmas Specials 2014/2015. Of course, Today, 31st of December, the last day of this year, and I do want to have this video uploaded before New Year's Eve. At least New Year's Eve in the Netherlands, that is. So then it will for sure be New Year's Eve in the Americas. No, the Americas. So Daniel Voiles still in the lead. Everybody's taking it pretty calm, I gotta say. I'm surprised. Maybe they realizing that taking each other out doesn't really have a big, or isn't really that important. Close, Dylan Young. Well, the more cars there are in the finale, the slimmer the chance is that you eventually will win the finale. So eventually, I think, or maybe they are going to wait and then try to take out every single person on the racetrack right before the finale, so that there is no finale anymore. But you know what? We will just see what will happen. This is already the third segment of today, and there are only 10 segments today. So can you imagine? It goes pretty fast. We have had 10 minutes of recording, almost 11 minutes of recording. So just driving in a train. Yeah, the difference between these segments are so astonishing, and I think it's quite amusing actually. That's one segment. The first segment was also pretty boring. The second and the third one were very exciting and very aggressive, and now, yeah, we have it a little bit calmer again. So, ladies and gentlemen, time's up. We're gonna welcome the next car on the racetrack, which is the 13th car of Luke Walker. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about welcoming the 13th car of Luke Walker on the racetrack. Luke Walker, of course, part of Pichu London's team. And yes, Pichu London is also still coming in about a few segments. So, well, very interesting. Both the Luke Walker and Pichu London, pretty lucky that they are that late. Although we have to say, you don't necessarily have to be, well, if you want to win the Royals, then of course you're lucky. Oh, that's close. I'm not sure how long we're gonna survive it. Dylan Young. Gotta talk about Daniel Voiles, because if he survives this segment, he has already clinched the title that he has survived the most segments, simply because the next person to be still on the racetrack with the most segments is the number 1 car of Jake Baskinger. And Jake Baskinger, in total, he will only run 12 segments. So only if Daniel Voiles wrecks now and then Jake Baskinger, he survives till the end, till the finale, then he can have, they will be tied together. But if Daniel Voiles survives this thing, he survived 13 segments. So quite astonishing. 6 cars on the racetrack. And yeah, they're still taking it very, very calm. So interesting. Maybe that's a good thing for the finale. If we have around 5 or 6 cars in the finale, it's pretty exciting. In the finale, I'm going to turn up the drafting distance to 1 or something, because I don't want to have any wrecks. I just want to have plain racing, good racing. I do have to test it quickly, but that will not take very long. So just so you guys know, there will hopefully not be a big wreck in that race. Maybe there is a small wreck or something, I don't know. Well, I will figure it out, and you will see that then later. Will not be in this video though. Will be in a different part. So, Dylan Young up the moment. Up front, Eric and Rage, Daniel Voiles, Luke Walker, Cameron Harple, and Jake Baskinger. A lot of new names actually. Only very familiar names to Dascar are, well, Dylan Young, Eric and Rage, and Daniel Voiles. The other ones are new for the first time ever in my series on the racetrack. So far so good. Eric and Rage making a move. And we have 30 seconds to go. At the moment, I don't want to spoil anything, but Daniel Voiles. Oh, that is close. That is extremely close. Look at them go 3 wide over here with 15 seconds to go. Daniel Voiles. 12 seconds to go, and he's out! Daniel Voiles is out, and he's gonna come on the racetrack and take out Eric Rage for the second time. Oh my goodness. Daniel Voiles rolling. The time is up. the 36 car as well. My goodness, Daniel Voiles, I was about to say he has to survive for 15 seconds and then he got taken out. So ladies and gentlemen, 4 cars are still racing. I'm not sure if all 4 of them survived, so we're gonna take a look at the replays right now. So, Daniel Voiles said in the comments that he really would like to race with Andy Thomas. Well, unfortunately that's not gonna happen because Andy Thomas is coming, well, pretty late actually, in just about a few segments. But Daniel Voiles got taken out over here. I think it was Luke Walker, and this might also be a very interesting thing. Luke Walker over here turns to Eric and Rage. There. Eric and Rage into Daniel Voiles. And both go off the racetrack. And I think Luke Walker survived this thing. Did he? Luke Walker survived this thing. Ladies and gentlemen. He does. Ladies and gentlemen, we have... Oh, and he almost got taken out for there. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a double perfect elimination over here. Luke Walker has eliminated 2 cars, means he will get 2 points. This is absolutely fantastic for Luke Walker, that is, not for the others, Dom Caps and the Greg Ryder Smith Nick Caps. But well, okay, first let's focus on what happened over here. Luke Walker turns Eric and Rage. Eric and Rage goes into the 10 car of Daniel Voiles. Then Daniel Voiles will come back again, just like Eric and Rage, and they will take out. Well, Daniel Voiles then takes out Eric and Rage. And they go flying over here. Look at them fly. Gets on the ground again, Eric and Rage. I'm not sure if he flips over. No. He hits the wall. He can continue his way. Well, Daniel Voiles did go flipping over. So at least he went out in style. So there. Takes out Eric and Rage again, my goodness. That was absolutely fantastic by Luke Walker, and this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you should do one of those perfect eliminations. Absolutely fantastic job by Luke Walker. I'm pretty sure that Eric and Rage is not going to be happy with it, but well, it's time to take some onboards. First, let's go to the elimination king of today, Luke Walker. There we go. Look at this. Contact. Takes out 2 cars. Remains on the racetrack. Survives this thing, and then he continues his way. Wow. I'm not even sure if he's a professional driver or not. Ooh. Armin van Buren, which is a Dutch DJ. Pretty sure, I'm not sure if you guys know this song. Actually, we once did a Trackmania Surfer Fun Nights, and then somebody, or I think just John Cedina said, "Hey, this song is from Armin van Buren." That's how Americans say Buren. So, Eric and Rage taken out. First here, then here. Wow. That was a big error, gotta say. The surprising thing though is, maybe it can be a competition for next year. The longest flight. Might be interesting, I'm not sure. There. Coming back. Boom. And then Daniel Voiles, he does go flipping over because he lands on his side. Ouch. Shame for him. Will not race with his teammate Andy Thomas, but well, I can say at least he has survived for 12 segments, I think. So Jake Baskinger, he still has a chance to tie him, but well, we'll see. He has to survive till the end then. So ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go and welcome the next driver on the racetrack, which is the 42 car of Mason Jefferson. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. We welcome the 42 car of Mason Jefferson to the group of cars. 5 cars on the racetrack. Mason Jefferson, his teammate, which was Hayden Jefferson, has already been, although he's the primary driver. Hayden Jefferson was in part number 1. He entered and he got taken out in part number 2, so it's been a long time since he has been on track. So now his teammate, Mason Jefferson, may do whatever he needs to, which is, I'm pretty sure, not wreck. But which Luke Walker, man, Luke Walker is on a roll. He's ready to take out more drivers, it seems like. So, at the moment, it's number 1 car of Jake Baskinger, the only person to actually, from part 3, be still on the racetrack. And the longest survivor of this group of cars. So, if he survives till the end and also makes it to the finale, then he is tied with Daniel Voiles. If he gets taken, so pretty much if he doesn't end up in the finale, he will not be tied with Daniel Voiles, so he will not start up front. And the shame, of course, is now Anna Gregg. She was at one point she was the person to have survived the most segments, and as well as having one elimination. So yeah, that was very good. However, now she has nothing anymore. She has one elimination. Luke Walker has 2, and she had 10 or survived 10 segments, and now Daniel Voiles has 12. So Anna Gregg will just have to be lucky with starting. So here comes Daniel or Dylan Young. I keep on saying Daniel Voiles. Why? Dylan Young to the inside. Side by side they now go. Look at this. Luke Walker in number 13 car goes all the way down low in his Oldsmobile or something. I'm not sure if it's an Olds. I think it is an Olds. Or is it a Buick? It might as well be a Buick. I think it's a Buick. Yeah, because it says Buick on the rear. Cannot read it from here. Cannot read it very clearly. So, a little bit more than 1 minute to go. 5 cars on the racetrack. Are we going to have 6 cars? Once again, we haven't seen any crashes with 6 or with 5 cars yet. So we haven't seen less than 5 cars on the track, which is pretty interesting. So, might be the first time, of course. I think it's gonna happen. Here we'll see probably the last segment over here. They will eventually have everybody crash, and there's only one survivor. That might be very likely, actually. So we haven't seen so far we haven't seen every single car on the racetrack being taken out, but yeah, I still have a feeling that it's gonna happen the last segment. I have that feeling. I don't know why, but I think it's like you see Karma stuff or something. So, Depeche Mode. With 10 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen, I think everybody will be fine over here. So that means we're going to welcome the next car on the racetrack, which is teammate of this man indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to welcome the number 99 car of Peach London on the track. The time is running and we welcome the number 99 car of Peach London on the racetrack. His teammate is right behind him, Luke Walker, and is about to wreck him. I'm not kidding. 2 teams going after each other. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Luke Walker. I'm not sure if Pichu likes it very much if you wreck him. So the outside line is suddenly progressing. Look at that. Pichu Lon, I think this is well, it hasn't happened that many times that 2 teammates have been on the racetrack. Actually, I'm not sure if I can remember. Luke Walker, close call. Still has most eliminations on his name. 2. It's only 2, but yeah. It was 2 eliminations all at once without taking out himself. That's already very cool to do. So Mason Jefferson now going to the lead. Cameron Harple is there as well. Still big Jake Baskinger on the racetrack. And still Luke Walker on the rear. Oh, now not anymore. Luke Walker was still in the rear bumper of Pichu London. I'm like, what? Pichu London, he has been in the Phillips Cup Series before, I believe. Or in the Gulf Super Speedway Series. I'm not sure. I am not sure. I think he has been in the Phillips Cup Series, but I don't know. Yeah, both he and Leah Walker were in there. And Leah Walker, I think she drove the 14 car. I remember her flipping over at Kyalami, season 6 that was. Not 100% sure if it was actually her. I might mix up completely mix up everything, but I'm not sure. 6 cars on the track. Maybe you're starting to get a little bit more nervous. So right in the back of the field, Dylan Young, he's laying back together with Mason Jefferson. Ooh, Mason Jefferson almost got kicked out over there. So the 7 car, Dylan Young, taking it a little bit easy. He has been in the back of the field for most of the time today. And you will see that he's probably the first person to wreck. So up front we got still Jake Baskinger and Cameron Harple there running away from the others. That's also very interesting. 40 seconds to go. 2 brown cars. I was already thinking that these 2 cars look very similar. But yeah, that they eventually end up being on the racetrack. Yeah. Oh, that was close. 20 seconds to go. Radiohead. Not sure if he's gonna like this song, but Jake Baskinger still up front, nobody out, 10 seconds to go. Is this gonna be the first time? Yes, I think it's gonna be the first time we're gonna have 7 cars on the racetrack. Ladies and gentlemen, the next entry is the number 16 car, which is Annie Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome in Annie Thomas to the group. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a few moments ago 2 brown cars who came after each other on the racetrack. And now in the next 2 entries, including this one and the next one, will be 2 cars sponsored by Golf. Very interesting. We welcome the 16 car of Annie Thomas on the racetrack in her Golf Mitsubishi. Surprisingly, that's indeed the car that Denise Steinauer, who's actually up next, is going to drive, or is driving in the Phillips Cup Series. But, well, she's now going to drive the Golf Ford Mustang, the last one of the Appius, but I've already spoiled who was... Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be a big wreck now. You go 3 wide over here, up front, 7 cars on the racetrack for the first time ever this Royals, that we have 7 cars on the racetrack, and I'm not sure how long it's going to last. Well, not very long. There goes Annie Thomas, and there Mason. Oh, there we go, Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that was expected. 4 cars at least crashed off the racetrack. I'm not sure if there were others involved, but a hard crash it was. I mean, Cameron Harple, they slammed into that inside wall. You're gonna see in a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. The time is up. The time has stopped. And we're going to take a look at the replays. I think it might be possible that Luke Walker gets kicked off his throne by Annie Thomas. Let's take a look at this. Annie Thomas is going to turn the 99 car around. Almost goes out, but she still saves it. Completely loses control. Then she takes out the 42. The 42 then comes on the racetrack again and takes out 4 cars, including himself. Annie Thomas continues racing, but look at this hit, by the way. Ouch. Pretty hard lick that is for Cameron Harple and for Mason Jefferson. Luke Walker and Dylan Young also go out. So, well, we have to wonder. The only thing we have to wonder is if this is Annie Thomas' fault. I do think it's her fault, although it's not really... Yeah, it is her fault, but it's not what she meant to do. So, let's take another look at this from Cameron Harple and see how she and Mason Jefferson hit the wall. Pretty hard lick at this. Could be a whole lot worse, of course. So these 2 drivers are out for sure. Then the other 2 drivers over here, they are also out. Actually, I'm not even sure. Hang on. Whoa. Wait a minute. Dylan Young and Luke Walker go backwards. But I think none of them are out. They saved their cars and this continued. This is one of the most insane sequences ever, once again. Dylan Young and Luke Walker went around, but saved their cars. So, now the question is, of course, those 2 drivers, they are still fine. They are going to continue. Annie Thomas. Yeah, she did get a tap from the 13 car, so... Maybe, well, I'm not sure if it was planned. The thing is, she did take out 2 cars. So I think she's gonna join the party with Luke Walker and be on the list with 2 eliminations. But it could have been 4. And I thought that initially it was 4. But Luke Walker saves his car. Look at this, on board with him. Boom. He saves his car. Oh, that was extremely close. But he remains on the asphalt just like Daniel Voiles. Oh, Daniel Young. My goodness, are you kidding me? So we're gonna take a look at Cameron Harple's onboards. He is of course out for sure, so only 2 cars out after this thing. Mason Jefferson and Cameron Harple hit the wall. Bounce back. Ooh, I'm not even sure if that is a wall over there, but I don't think so. So, Cameron Harple, hard hit for him. He and Mason Jefferson are out. Dylan Young and Luke Walker can continue the way after an amazing save over there. Annie Thomas will put on a list for the people or person who has taken out 2 cars simply because she started everything. And, well, Jake Baskinger and Pete London continue their way. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to welcome the next car on the racetrack, which is entry number 38 already. My goodness. Denise Steinauer in the number 77 car. We have 6 cars on the racetrack. Still 2 cars got taken out and 1 added. So, we still have 6 cars on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. The 77 car of Denise Steinauer is on track in her golf car. And she's already trying to take out some people. Well, that's a way to enter. Almost taking out some others. She might have eventually have taken out herself after that. So, Denise Steinauer, the last one of the Apies to have entered. Sana Course and Debbie Myers are the others. And they have already been taken out pretty early. So, Sana Course in just her second segment. I think Debbie Myers in her first one. Or also her second one. So, not really promising for Denise Steinauer. Let's see if she can do it a lot better. Of course, we only have 2 cars after this. So, yeah, 8 cars is the maximum that we can have in the finale. But I'm pretty sure we're not going to have 8 cars. But, well, maybe we're going to have 5 or 6 cars. It might be very exciting. We'll see what will happen, ladies and gentlemen. I keep on saying ladies and gentlemen. I keep on saying that I keep on saying ladies and gentlemen. So, as well. Luke Walker, Peach and London, they are together over there. Look out. Ooh, that was close. Jake Baskinger almost got turned. And remember, Jake Baskinger, he has to survive for 3 more segments. And then he is tied with Daniel Voiles. Already doing a pretty good job. He has survived for 6, 7, 8, 9 segments already. So, almost he would have been tied with Anna Gregg. So, pretty good job by Jake Baskinger in just his first time in one of these cars. In my series. Jake Baskinger, yeah, we gotta say Dylan Young is right behind him and he is really challenging him, trying to do everything he can to turn him around, while Annie Thomas is up front, just laying, relaxing. Now Denise Steinauer joins the party behind Luke Walker and almost takes herself out as well. Yeah, this is close racing and now it's gonna get very interesting. We have just 2 more cars to come after this, with less than a minute to go now. The question will be, are we going to have, who is going to fly out and miss the finale by a hair pretty much? That's what the big question will be. Will be a big disappointment if you fall out in the last segment before the finale. But yeah, it is likely, it is possible, very very likely and possible. Which is the same. Actually not. So, 26 seconds to go. Denise Steinauer still trying to do everything she can to turn around Luke Walker. Not sure if she has anything against him. She doesn't know him at all. Never raced together. There, Peachy London is there as well. And I think Peachy London is right about to do something against Denise Steinauer if she figures out to do anything. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 cars. We have survived it once again. Yes, indeed. We're going to welcome the next car on the racetrack, which is the 66 car of Joseph Ernesto. On the racetrack with the 66 car of Joseph Ernesto, of course, your Dascar TomTom International Touring Series president, although that series has never made the end, I think. Season 1 was cut short, Season 2 was cut short due to computer issues, and now Joseph Ernesto is pulling back out of motorsports only with 1 car in the Phillips Cup Series after next season. 2 cars already gone. I was already about to say, and Joseph Ernesto is already gone after just being on the racetrack for a few moments. I was just about to say, this is the second time we have had 7 cars. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out. But, well, we have seen 2 cars out. Denise Steinauer and Joseph Ernesto are out. So, these 5 cars going to battle. Are they going to take out each other? Are they going to wait? I'm not sure. We'll see. Denise Steinauer, I don't think she really got what she had to do, and which is survive. But yeah. Peach in London, Luke Walker, 2 teammates still on the racetrack, still behind each other now. Annie Thomas, Jake Baskinger, and Dylan Young. That's your top 5 and the drivers who are still left after Joseph Ernesto and Denise Steinauer got taken out already on lap number 1. Question is, are they going to still take each other out. We're gonna see that in a few moments. We have 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. And after this, only one more segment with, of course, the person who qualified on pole position for the Royals. So the person to enter the last, and I think the person already knows who he is, as he has not been yet, if he watches the races. So, Luke Walker, I think Joseph Vanessa is trying to catch up again, but Denise Steinauer is just way too far behind. Again, the third, she's like, just like her teammates, also got taken out, or took herself out pretty much, just like Debbie Myers, in the second segment she was in. So, yeah, Sana Kort was the only one to not be taken out herself, pretty much. She got taken out. Well, actually, she made a pit stop. So, look at them drive next to the yellow line. That's very exciting and very close indeed. Jake Baskinger going to the lead. 46 seconds to go. Peter London, Annie Thomas, Daniel Voiles, and Luke Walker now with Joseph Ernesto right behind him. Oh my. 6 cars in this group. I'm really curious what is going to happen. I think Joseph Ernesto is going to take out some drivers, and Annie Thomas is flying. Annie Thomas goes through the air. Peter London is out as well. And Joseph Ernesto, I think, as the time has stopped now, I think Joseph Ernesto has taken out a couple of drivers. Wow. This is absolutely insane. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look at the replays right now. We're back on lap number 1, where Joseph Ernesto got taken out by Denise Steinauer, who eventually also takes out herself. So, there they go. Taking each other out, and at this moment they are both out, so not worth another replay. They took each other, or Denise Steinauer took both of them out, and eventually Joseph Ernesto decides to continue racing. He gets closer and closer and closer to the group, until eventually he continues his way, march to the front, and he decides to wreck everybody. Look at this. Gets into the back over there of the 13 car, turns around the 16 car, and I think the 13 of Luke Walker still might be fine, but Annie Thomas and Preacher London are flying. So there you can see them flying through the air. 2 golf cars taken out in this segment. So not really a great day for golf. Ooh, that's on the roof. Hard hit for Annie Thomas. Flying through the air. Boom. Yeah, that's a big one. There we got Pichu London flipping over. Tumbling, tumbling, tumbling. Now, of course, the question is, then we're gonna see if Luke Walker actually also is out. I don't think so. I'm not even sure if it was really Joseph Ernesto who took them out. So we're gonna take a closer look at that, and I think this might be the perfect camera angle view, or not. Let's go on board then with Joseph Ernesto. I think this might be the better one then. So there. Here he bumps the 13 car. Gets on the apron. This is difficult. This is really, really difficult to tell, because it might as well be Luke Walker. Full speed now. There we go. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think... I'm absolutely not sure. Oh, that's the wrong way. That's also the wrong way. Let's see if Joseph Ernesto makes contact. Yeah, he does make contact. But did that really... Yeah. I think they all got bunched together. So I think this one may... Yeah. This is another difficult thing. What it says? Mitsuwashi or something. That's weird. So... Yeah. It is a difficult one. Why? Because I think, honestly, let's see where Joseph and Nestor made contact. That's also a good one. This is where he makes contact. At this point, Luke Walker has already pushed the 16 car. There, and there's where he makes contact. So I think, honestly, this elimination goes to Luke Walker. Why? Because Joseph Nestor pushed Luke Walker already after Luke Walker has made initial contact with 16 car. So even if Joseph would have not pushed Luke Walker, still Luke Walker would have turned around Annie Thomas. So Luke Walker will get 2 more eliminations on his name. But it includes his teammates, so I'm not really sure if they are too happy with that. I think we should take an onboard look in a few moments. Look at this. Annie Thomas goes really, really flying. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get 2 more onboards. Final onboards before we'll go to the last segment of today. Yes, indeed, the last segment before the finale. Annie Thomas taken out this close to the finale. She could smell it already. Had to survive for 2 more segments, but she did not. Unfortunately for her. There, let's go to the other driver. Involved Pichu London. Was not too long in this thing. There we go. Pichu London. Boom. Nowhere to go. That's a shame. Goes on the ground. Then he goes flying, and that's what which really flipped him over. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have quite some cars out of this thing. Joseph Ernesto, of course, is out, because he got taken out by Denise Steinauer. Denise Steinauer is out. Pichu London is out. And Annie Thomas is out. So, that means of the... How many cars do we have on the racetrack? 6 cars or 7 cars? 6. I think there are only 3 cars left. So, it means we have 4 cars in the finale, or in the last segment. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going... No, that would be 5 then. We're going to welcome the last person, the person who qualified on pole. And that person is the 20 car of James Shelley. Ladies and gentlemen, James Shelley in the last segment of today. And here we are. One of these 4 guys is going to win the 2014 Dascar Christmas Royals. James Shelley, the last person to enter the racetrack in his atomic, whatever this car manufacturer is, the same manufacturer as 36 car of American Rage. James Shelley qualified on pole. He was the person who qualified first. Means he is the 40th entry of today. Or of this, not today, of this Christmas Royals. And one of these 4 drivers, James Shelley, Jake Baskinger, Dylan Young and Luke Walker, are going to win the Royals. Ladies and gentlemen, the pace car is on pit road and the time is running. 3 more minutes and then we'll see who makes it to the finale. If there is gonna be a finale. I think these drivers are very, very, very nervous now at the moment. And James Shelley is really close on that rear bumper of the 7 car. That might be very, very dangerous move. I'm really curious if they are going to make it. Or maybe they are going to have a 3-car wreck. Or 2-car wreck. Which takes some drives out. But if I were these guys, I would take it easy. Make it to the finale. Because then that would be much better. Because this is pretty much like a semi-finale. This is the last time that somebody can take out each other. And after this we'll just have to race for 10 more laps. And then it's really about positioning yourselves. Jake Baskinger. Once again, if he survives this segment, he's tied with Daniel Voiles. And then they will both be starting on the front row. With Luke Walker right behind him. Annie Thomas, of course, she is now kicked back with 2 eliminations. And because Luke Walker has 4 eliminations, which is indeed insane. Really a lot of eliminations for Luke Walker. Of course, the first one was pretty clear. The second one was a little bit more difficult to see because Joseph Nesta gave him a little bit of a push. Of course, if I made any wrong decisions, by the way, I apologize, but this is what all the decisions I made are what I saw. So, Jake Baskinger, Luke Walker, James Shelley, and Dylan Young, with a little bit more than 1 minute to go. If they survive for one more minute, these 4 guys will be battling it out in the finale. We'll have a 4-car finale. That will be very exciting. I'm pretty sure of that. And actually, that's what I wanted. Initially I thought, well, maybe it is good to have the draft to put the drafting distance a little bit more up than have less wrecks and more cars in the finale. But I did not do that. But eventually, it seems like somehow my wishes come through, and this game has said, well, you know what? It's like these drivers really feel, or this game really feels what I want, because we still have 4 cars left over here. And this is actually the first time we have had 4 cars this whole part, so that's quite amazing. 27 seconds to go. Jake Baskinger and Dylan Young getting after each other. Luke Walker in the back and James Shelley up front. Then we're gonna have a little bit of testing, a little bit of a break. You will see the finale later. I'm not sure when it will be, probably somewhere later tonight. Maybe I will upload it really tonight, so will be a short part, the 5th part of this thing, very short. 4, 3, 2, 1, and the time is up. Ladies and gentlemen, these 4 guys have all survived it. These 4 guys, James Shelley, Jake Baskinger, Dylan Young, and Luke Walker, will be in the finale. We will have the finale in a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you back then with Dascar 2014 Dascar Christmas Royals finale.